Oh hey, welcome to Hula. Let's get started. This is your Hula dashboard, a featured area where you can simply spotlight the things that mean the most to your work, whether it's your company's brand new assets, latest monthly reports, or company-wide news. You'll find what you need and let your people get to what they need quicker than ever. Now, let's get personal for a second. This is My Tiles, a quick and intuitive way to access all your favorite quick links to the things you use most, saving you hours of wasted time and all personalized by you. Whether it's using color, images, or GIFs, the possibilities are endless. Workplace is where we get down to business. A streamlined environment that allows a user easy access to everything they need to see in their working day, allowing admins to curate, audience manage, and distribute tiles to teams with ease, giving your hybrid teams access to what they need when they need it. Oh, did we mention Hula is accessible at any time, on any device, anywhere in the world? So you can work from anywhere. Shh, this is your library. So let's get collecting. Create, sort, organize, and easily access your most awkward to find files and deep links into easy to navigate collections, making your boring old links into something you want to engage with, and more importantly, actually find. Then, simply curate and share them with your team. Hula, your work, your way.
All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Today we have Nicky. She is the CEO of Huler, and a work tech company that focuses on a people-first approach to technology. Nicky is a self-confessed nerd and loves the HR work tech space. Finding solutions to challenges is her jam. Huler consists of three main parts: SaaS, bespoke, and content work tech solutions. Today, we're going to learn more on Huler Hub and the digital launchpad for your software, websites, links, articles, and internal systems. So thank you, Nicky, for joining us.
Hey, Abby, thank you for having me.
All right, great. We can't see your screen currently, but if you'd like to, you can present to audience.
Start presenting now. So, hi everyone. I wanted to first up give a little bit of context as to why we created Hula and the challenges that we probably all face and that feel quite familiar to us all. I think the pandemic has highlighted a lot of what I'm about to cover, but certainly it existed previously too, and that we have this multitude of software and systems and files and folders, both in our work lives and in our personal lives, that it all gets quite overwhelming and are quite bombarding at times. We tend to work in these silos that different departments have different software, sometimes even to serve the same purpose. I think the pandemic meant that we had to bring in more and more tech to enable us to work together in a more efficient way. And as you can see on this slide, this is sort of introduced in these more orange boxes. But the challenge for our people was that it becomes quite overwhelming because there are so many systems, so many sites, so much different user experience, user interface. And even when I know what I know, it's very time consuming to try to get to all of those things. And when I don't know what I don't know, that's even more challenging, because how do I try to navigate that world when there's just so much technology? I think inside the digital world of work, we've got this real blur now between what we see in our personal life and what we're seeing in our work lives. And the tools in which we use across the two tend to now integrate and don't have these real clear dividing lines. Neither does the time, when or where in which we work, and the tools enable all of that to come together. I think there's this constant fight for our attention, though, that if that was customer experience, we would absolutely focus on, what do people need? When do they need it? Where are they most engaged? Where are they brand loyal? How do they like to be communicated with? Yet when it comes to employee experience, we tend to do a tell, or system approach. And I think if we start to look at our employees as consumers, we can start to flip that on its head a little. I think we've seen work technology perhaps fall behind at certain times, where it was you just had to use that system because in order to get a job done, you had to be in it, and it had more and more cognitive load for you. Whereas we've seen other tools evolve and push past some of the expectations of work tech. So Apple changing the game a little, Android changing the game a little, and this multitude of choice and flexibility that I have as an end user. So how can we start to bring that a little bit more into the work environment, which is the whole point behind Huler. As you saw in the demo, in the video, sorry, Huler is a way to aggregate all of your systems, sites, and content that you use across your work life and your personal life. So it's very much admin down, but also end user up, and how I collaborate with other teams and other people within my own Huler environment. So this could be linked straight out to e-learning content. So rather than a link and a link and a link and a link, and that's be 16 clicks for your people to get to what they need, that's one way to get them straight to your LXP or your external content, or content that you're pulling in from blogs, sites, software, whatever that might be. Now, it's great if you don't know that we use SharePoint and you don't know what you don't know, this gets you straight to a SharePoint site. But what's more interesting and time-saving than that is actually getting users straight to what they need when they need it. So as an example, brand assets. Now, this could be a Dropbox folder, a Drive folder, a SharePoint folder, but this gets me straight to that huge deep link that I need to access day in, day out. So it enables me to be far more effective. We've used this as comms takeover too. So we did that for Pride Month. We've done that for Black History Month. We've done that for Mental Health Awareness Week, where we've used this front page as resources for our people. Workplace, again, is all admin generated and admin focused down, all audience managed. So subject to the audience that you're in. So what that could be that you're a manager, or by department, location, we all see content that's relevant to us. In here, if that's something that I'm going to use every day, so as an example, let's say I wanted to look at COVID guidelines each and every day, I could add that to My Tiles or Library. As you saw from the video, my Tiles area is for me and me alone, so me as the end user. So that could be, in this instance, I've added a tool that I want to use all the time, or a guideline I want to use all the time. I can choose to edit that if I want to and personalize it. So I could choose to remove some of this kind of more medical piece here, and I could replace that with an image that matters and makes sense to me. I can also create tiles for anything that's important to me. So that could be checking out the New York Rangers score, or that could be straight to get into a hashtag that I follow all the time across social media, that again saves me that valuable time, remembering that that's any device, any place, at any time. So this is all about work, but it's also about me and me as an individual. That could be work hacks that I want to introduce. So a way to get straight to focus tasks, straight to a Trello board, straight to Asana tasks, to-do lists, just gets me to the piece of information that I need really quickly. I've also got the opportunity then to create collections. Now that could be, as an example, I'm a manager and I've got somebody new joining the team. So I want to create a collection of, here's how to find the office. Here's the hotel that we booked you for this evening. Here's meet some of the team, or a video, a welcome that we've done for you when you first start with us. I can then share any of those with anybody that is in my Huler. And I will also, in a couple of weeks, be able to share those externally. So if I wanted to create some pre-boarding content, if I wanted to generate some marketing collateral on, again, pride or mental health, if I wanted to advertise roles and our culture and, meet the team, I could create these as external links and share them with anybody across social or on emails, social media, whatever that might look like. Inside of these collections, I can use the same sort of premise though to create actually how I manage my learning. So that could be links in the LXP or the LMS. That could be external content that I want to link out to, blogs, resources, or articles. And I can add a multitude of descriptions to them or reorder them in any way that matters to me. So again, we start to put that learning and that collaboration between teams that may or may not be remote actually in the hands of the end user. I can search for anything that I don't know too. So I get the opportunity to start to look across a multitude of resources, which again, when I don't know what I don't know, is super helpful. From a admin point of view, just a quick one here as well, I get light and dark mode as an end user and language translation support. But from an admin point of view, I can then start to see actually what are our people connecting with on a day-to-day. I can add tickers of quick alerts for people. I can change company logos and add different theme settings or change any of the colors and make that feel, again, more personalized to the business. So we're focusing here on personalization of the end user. So what matters to me and how do I want to be able to work? How do I want to be able to communicate? What do admin need me to see and focus on? And that's across any device, any browser, any time, both in my work life and also my personal life. So I'll probably pause there, Abby, so you and I can have a little bit of a chat and chew some of the fat.
Yes, for sure. So if anybody has any questions, just a reminder, put them in the Q&A section or raise your hand if you'd like to join us up here on stage. But Nicky, could you tell us a little bit about where we can go to learn more, get a even more in-depth demo, and how to get our hands on Hula Hub?
Yeah, of course, by dropping me either a message on the platform or across social media. I'm Nicky Hoyland on LinkedIn or the Nicky H on Twitter. And I'm more than happy to do any demos and walkthroughs and set up some accounts for people to have a play around and just start to explore the software and how that can be personalized both for them, their teams, and their business, allowing a multitude of software to come into one space so that users just go to one point of access and then they get out to everything that they need from there on in.
Fantastic. Great. And can you tell us a little bit about how businesses and end users can personalize Hula Hub? So you showed us a little bit about changing the themes and the colors and the logos,
Yeah.
But what else can we do to make sure that it's really representative of our businesses?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think there's that core look and feel. So logos, colors, and so on. I think audience is really, really important so that everybody just doesn't see a complete mass of content and get quite overwhelmed. So admin can control all of those audiences. I think then if you remove that we're not all sat at the same desk now across a multitude of roles, because I as an end user can add content that matters to me, it could be that that's a link to my team's performance management or a expense submission. But if I want to, I can add an image of my cat, an image of my dog, an image of a holiday that I've been on so that, again, it's personalized to me. You know, we don't have those pictures on our desks necessarily anymore. And those small things that delight us when we go in as an end user actually start to make that cognitive load a lot easier throughout our working day. We're able to get to what we need when we need it, but also in a matter that's personalized to us. Because I can then curate my own collections as well. They're again about me as an individual, or me as a manager, or me as a learner, or me as the PMO of a project, and how I want to share and collaborate and personalize that content for others that are part of the collection.
Fantastic. And so you've talked about like a lot of what we can house within there. What's the most surprising thing to you that or the most maybe most surprising to us rather, something that you can have in there that we maybe wouldn't expect we could link in there?
Well, literally anything with a URL can live inside of Huler. So we've had people have their puppy cams on if they're at work, that they can get to a URL to see what their dog's doing. And we've had people add shopping lists so that on the Friday night when they're finishing from work, they've got one click to order everything that they need for the weekend. And we've had people add, you know, especially when they're starting to work more asynchronously, the ability to have video communication that people are then able to pick up at the start of their working day. They're able to watch back, add comments, create shared collaboration boards, and then share that content back with those other people when they come online. So again, it's that how we're starting to work differently inside of this flexible where, when, and how. So yeah, there's lots of interesting use cases and sort of work and productivity hacks that are really starting to come out, which is really great.
Fantastic. Does anybody want to raise their hand and ask a question, or do you have any specific examples of something that you could see your own teams using this for?
And there's lots
Anyone?
lots of different use cases across the board. I think we've had a lot of customers solely use this as a HR or L&D front door. We've had people using it as a sales front door, so all of their RFPs and sales training and brand proposals and all of that is contained inside of Huler. We've had people use it completely as a comms platform, so a bit more of a replacement for the intranet, and making much more use of the Office 365 infrastructure that they have in play. But the challenge that everybody has is they don't know where that folder is, or they don't know where somebody saved something, or it's not visual. So the layer of Huler really, really brings that to life for people.
Fantastic. All right. Well, thank you so much, Nikki. That was a really interesting demo. I can't wait to learn more. I will be connecting with you personally to learn even more. And yes, so thank you so much. And thank you, everyone, for joining us. We hope you enjoy the rest of the sessions this afternoon. And don't forget to stick around for networking this evening as well.
Yeah, thanks
All
for
right.
having me. Cheers, Abby. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.